I don't know. Because, see, I feel like I'm not... Am I in focus? Does it matter if I'm focused? Are you really looking at me? I mean, come on. Hi, everybody. Welcome to my little corner of YouTube land. Today is episode 15. We're going to be talking about our bias triangle experiments later. If you'll remember that from previous episodes. Anyway. So much to say about last week's episode, which was March's dye project and how crazy that got, and there's some things I want to clear up about that, which I'll talk to when we get to the actual shawl that we're making out of that dye project. So first we're going to do what I'm wearing. It's cold in here. It was, now it's not. So this is All About That Brioche by I forget. Anyway, it's in my projects. This is with a local to me dyer, Strung Out Yarns, who has been taking a break this last year, and I don't know if she's going to come back or not. This is from Crafty Flutter by something. And then my top is Audine Wool's Halo DK in the color Mouse. This is for Knit Crate. It is merino, alpaca, and nylon. So now that that's out of the way, what do we have? Okay, let's start with, I am still doing a test knit, which I'm still not showing you. I'll probably show it to you once it's done, and then I'll probably bring it back around once the pattern's released. So if you do like it, you can get the pattern and make it up. This is our top for this month, Cascade 220. I don't know the color. They don't name their colors. They do name their colors, but not on the band that comes on your hank. It just gives you a number, and I'm pretty sure I put it in here, but I don't know where it is now. It's stuck on the bottom. 9076. It is a mint green. This has only been worked at night, so it gets about 2 hours a night, roughly. So, now on the weekend nights, I did not work on this. This is Monday through Friday night work. I've noticed that since I started scheduling night and weekends, and I've only had one weekend through this so far, I tend to just work on whatever I feel like working on, and then I just write it in, and so maybe I'll get a feel of what I like to work on, and then that'll help me better plan it. I wanted to show this bag that I got from Supernatural Yarns on Etsy. It's a spooky little bag, and I wanted a bag that would fit a skein of yarn and my top. And this, I have a skein of yarn and my top in here. So it fits perfect. I have a little bit left because this is a skein and a half, so it fits perfectly, and my cat can't eat any of it. And it's a pretty smallish bag. I would recommend this for any one skein project. I could probably do one of my shawls in this. The one that I use for Lola's sweaters is like just a smidge too short to do my tops too. So now her and I have our own bags, even though it's practically the same project. Put that there so it's there for me tonight. Next we're going to look at our mesh lace. So mesh lace, you guys, I think I figured out what cast on I use. You're gonna kill me because my clue was that the end yarn poked out into the front, and that probably means it was a garter tab. And so I really did, plus I can see the garter, you know how it keeps up with the garter ridges here? So that's what I tried to recreate on the die project, and I think I picked them up on when you turn 90 degrees to pick up the 3 on the side. I think I picked those up wrong, but I did something different. Last for the die project, I did a provisional cast on because it's too clunky and I don't like to pick them up later, but I think I had to have picked them up later in this one. So however I picked them up on the side, I really liked. So eventually I will figure out now that I know that that's what I did, I'll have to figure out how I picked them up. We've got, I think this had 2 repeats, so we did a 3rd repeat. I'm calling each section a repeat. So the stockinette and lace is 1 repeat. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then we're halfway through. There's nothing to really say about this. I'm just following the pattern and weighing, and this will be ready for testing whenever I have testers, since that seems to be the what's holding me up. So die projects. Okay, first of all, last night I rewatched that train wreck of an episode that was last week's episode. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to explain a couple things. First is that that morning I was up at 6:30 and I started dyeing at like 8 o'clock, and I was exhausted like the whole day. And when I'm exhausted, I have really bad brain fog and nothing makes sense. And for some reason, when I switched from the 3 colors to the half and half with a twist color pattern, it didn't dawn on me that it was the same as the February's that we had literally just done. It did not dawn on me that it was the same. So I don't know what my problem was for this thing or for the episode. I'm blaming the blue. I'm blaming this blue color for messing everything up. But anyway, I did figure out, I was able to even out everything. I evened out the black, and actually my number was not 17 inches, my number was 15 inches. I got 15 inches around 4 times. When I measured it and it was 68 inches, it was held taut, and I didn't want to do that. I just laid it out and did half-C's. If you put one in the top, then you just have to find your middle. And then if you then put them around so those 2 meet in the middle, you'll have your top and your bottom. So it's very easy if you think to do it that way when it's not, 8 o'clock in the morning and you're sleep deprived and, your brain fog is killing you because you have chronic fatigue and you also can't have any type of stimulant. So anyway, I have a plan for next month's die project, and I added one for May. And April's has been totally changed to something I forgot I wanted to do, but then I remembered. So we're going to do that for April, and then for May it's something totally different. But I'm not going to talk about that until we're planning our next month's stuff, because it's a lot and we got a lot to do today that I don't want to talk about that yet. But I want to say that we did even up everything here. So and this time I did a provisional cast on for the garter tab start, which I think was better, but then the way I picked up the stitches on the side looked terrible, so I gotta remedy that the next time. But I don't really care because I folded over and no one's gonna notice anyway. So I wanted to show you that we got this center thing again, which I thought was really cool. And we got tons of striping, which is like my favorite part, right? The striping. And I can only imagine what this would look like in colors. If like we got some mirroring over here. If this was in colors that I actually liked, because blue, I don't like blue. Gray, I'm not a big fan of. I like charcoal, but gray is not my favorite. Just plain gray is not my favorite. Like this gray, I like, because there's different, but gray, whatever. Gray with speckles, I would like a lot. So look at all this striping we got going on, and then this, what we're going in here, is what I had hoped we would see. So we've got this bunch of blue right at the bottom here, bunch of blue, black, gray, black again, blue, black, and gray. I was not sure if we were going to see this because of how I thought we were going to get like this, where we would get gray, and then on the way back we would get blue, just because of how the color, there's that black in between the color. So I didn't know if some of the pooling we got on the red one was the same patch of red or from the other patch of red. So I'm so excited where this is going now, and I can't wait to see what happens as I keep going, because like last night when I stopped this before bed, I was like, oh, we're so close, like I want to keep going, but I had to stop and work on something. But look at all this. Oh, this is just, I just wish they were different colors. I love all this striping happening. And I want to say I did choose these colors so we would have this high contrast. We could see what was going where, but when I'm actually doing these, we're going to have darker colors, so there's not going to be so much contrast. So I'm very excited to see how they come out as my more dark, moody colors that maybe will be more blended, and it will be less busy, I think. But I do really like how this is coming out, and I was very excited that I had that. I think you saw it in the video when I was like, wait a minute, I can just elongate the black parts. And I mean, it did do perfectly, because I wasn't able to cover all of the blue. I think I covered most of the gray, but I didn't cover all of the blue because I don't like hand painting. Hand painting is really, I don't know how to do hand painting because it's hard to say how much of what percentage you're going to get of that dye, like what your depth of shade is going to be on that. And like if you put too much, then you're not going to get even color, because if you do it's very easy to go from 1% to 1.5% to 2%, depending on how much dye you've put on, because you're putting it in this small area. So unless you get it evenly, it's not going to be the same. So I don't want to do that again. But anyway, I do have plans for the next 2 months that are pretty solid, and I think they're going to be amazing, and I can't wait to tell them about you. I'm not going to tell about you just yet. Also, I have named this shawl, I'm naming her Ruth because I noticed that I refer to my shawls as she and her, and I talk about them as if they're women, and I say they're beautiful, so I decided I'm going to name them women. So this is my first one. I'm going to name her Ruth. And I like the name Ruth because the word ruthless exists, and to me it's like ruthless, like you're missing a Ruth. And I wonder what kind of Ruth made the name Ruthless possible. These are weird things that I think about, because ruthless is a pretty bad word. Like, that's, I would not want to be called ruthless. Like, that to me is not a good quality. So if you're ruthless, it's just something that's always been like a little joke in my mind. I don't know why, because I'm ridiculous. Oh, I wanted to tell you this. I opened this the other day because I realized I had not seen this. This is the Slytherin that we were going to do. I don't know if we're going to get to or not. But after the whole debacle with March's dye project, I was like, well, this is 3 colors. How did she do it? And you guys, do you want to know how she did it? She did it how I did it. And I didn't even know. I didn't even check. I did not. You think, oh, you have a 3 color. Why don't you check and see how somebody... But I didn't. Anyway, I thought that was hilarious. I was like, totally. Maybe if we had checked that, I don't know, sometime in the last month before, or however many weeks, we've been thinking about doing this. And this is probably what put the gray and blue in my head, honestly, because I was looking at this so much. This is probably what put it in my head to begin with. And then I didn't even look at it. Whatever. Okay, so March Enterprise. Okay, so do I do squishy mail now or squishy mail later? We'll do squishy mail now. I got my knit crate. I have not bought anything else, and I skipped knit crates next month because I didn't like it. It's like an Aran weight tencel, merino tencel, and tencel is like cold for me. Like, tencel is cold when I wear it. It's cold. So why would I want that in an Aran weight? That just seems counterproductive. So like I said, when I started with knit crate is really what got me dyeing, just over dyeing things black, because I wanted to try different bases, and that's what I really love about knit crate is they give you a bunch of different bases. So if I like the base, like the real bases like wool and sometimes cotton, but like I've never seen an acrylic base or anything like that. And like, what is this one? Like mohair? This is 80% wool, 10% silk, 10% mohair. That is a blend that I've not seen anywhere. So I like working with different blends. I like to see, try them out, see what I like about them. And that way I can look for them in bare, if I want to. Because these, knit crate is also kind of dyer supplier. So sometimes I think if we have a chance, if some of these bases sell well, to see them as, bare yarns on Dyer Supplier. Anyway, this is Audine Wool's Calm. The color is Epiphany. It is a DK weight, 231 yards, 100 grams. And like I said, 80% wool, 10% silk, 10% mohair. I have never really, was it the last one mohair or something? I have not worked with mohair before. I mean, I have a couple skeins of it, but I've never, it feels like just a smidge of a scratch. But mohair is goat, right? Just like cashmere is goat. But anyway, let's see. This is Unwind, I think that says. Unwind. Some people's cursive, I'm telling you. My only complaint about this month was that you couldn't pick your color. You could still pick your vibe. You have the all natural, energize me, or chill out. So I went with, I hate when they don't let you pick your colors. I really, really do. Because if I'm gonna get a color I don't want, I want it to be the lightest color so I can over dye it if possible. You know, because that's what I hate this color. It's terrible. I mean, it's not a terrible color. I just don't like blue. It's like a denim. It's not that royal blue. It's heathered like that, but it's more washed out like a denim. So there is no place for this in my wardrobe. It's too washed out. If it was this color, I could pair that with black and it would probably be fine, but it's a denim, so I don't like it. So this will be, I'll probably work it up into something, maybe a top. I don't know how mohair would feel as a top though. I might make it a top and then dye it black after it's made. So then I don't have to work on something that's black. But my only complaint this month is that we were not allowed to pick our colors. Because they had like 3 different versions of each one. And I did not get the one I wanted, the teal one, and I did not get the teal. So anyway, everyone said that the teal was not as saturated in person as it was in the pictures. So at that point, I probably would have gone with the natural and just got like the white one. Oh, so we get a new camera that doesn't seem to want to, there you go. All you need is yarn. It is, so the secret to this is I have to come forward to the camera. This looks like a necklace, but I mean, hey, I can always use, oh, it's got a little heart thing at the back. Can you see that? It's a little heart. That's cute. I always need more of those, right? Anyway, for the value, I mean, I can't get 2 skeins of wool blends to my house for $24.99. I do have to say that they switched, something happened last year before COVID, I think, where, I don't know if the company changed, but something changed where the art direction changed. And I know that this past year they were having trouble with, everyone was having trouble with supplies. And I think they're still, I can't imagine taking over something and in the midst of the COVID and all that has to go along with it. So I don't have any complaints about their stuff other than not being able to pick the color I want. But I mean, it's not a big deal for me to dye it black anyway. And of course, if it's black, I'll wear it. So it doesn't matter. So as long as I I think the reason that I'm not getting next month's base is because it's an Aran weight with tencel. It's a tencel blend. And I guess that made sense to do it in February because those months got switched because of one was done and the other wasn't. Because they had like a million colors. So maybe that would have made sense this month to have an Aran. But why would you have an Aran weight and a tencel blend? Tencel blend is cold to me. Like, I don't know why you would. Aran weight, I want warm, right? It's like a bulky. You want that to be warm. I wouldn't do tencel in a bulky weight either. So I don't know what they were thinking of that blend at all. But I skipped it because so I won't have any Knit Crate unboxing next month. And I don't have anything. I have not bought anything. I'm not waiting for anything to come. I have no plans to buy anything. Because once my room gets set up, the sunroom, I'm going to be a dying fiend because I have so many swatches to get through and done, and there's so many things I have planned to get done for my business. So, did I talk about my scheduling? We'll talk about it next week. Do you want to talk about our triangle experiments? I wanted to grab this green one too because I have some stuff to anyway, put that right there. Okay, so I did 2 triangle experiments and I'll show them to you. Here is one triangle experiment. This is a really right angle. We started here and you can see the stitches going sideways like this. Can you see them going yeah, you can see them going sideways. And then this edge here is our bind off. Okay. And then I blocked them from here at a right angle, and this one is actually symmetrical. This is really shaped like, see our symmetrical here comes down to a point. Arms are the same. This is even. And what I wanted to see was how close it was to this in terms of size. So yeah, we got almost as big as this wingspan wise. So this makes me wonder if we had done this in stockinette. I'm trying to, my arms aren't long enough. So if we had, it's only that much shy of, so I'm wondering like if we had, oops, if we had done this in stockinette, if we could have gotten the same size. Because it always made sense to me that if you could use 100 grams of fingering to make a shawl, you could make 100 grams of worsted weight that same shawl if you had the right tension, right? So there has to be some sort of mathematical equation that would give you, like, I don't know what that one is, but that would give you, I gotta stop listening to randos on the internet because one person told me that you could never get one skein of worsted to make you a shawl like you could one skein of fingering. And that didn't make sense to me because I'm like, these are like 440-ish, right? 440-ish yardage, and these are 220. So I'm like, that's like half. So what if you doubled your 3.5? Right? Like your 3.5 millimeter needle, what if you double that to make up for half the yardage? That would make sense, right? And I got like really, like ladies were yelling at me about how wrong I was. And I'm like, that sounds logical to me. So like everything else, I believe when my elders tell me things, and then I do my own experiments and go, So you guys, what I also want to do when you're ready, I want to try some worsted weights on Ruthie. Second, is more of a boomerang shape. I mean, this does go straight, but it really wants to be boomerang, which I think is going to make it fit around the neck better. And I put it up with this, and guys, it's like, seriously, almost the same shawl. Okay, wait, let me get the right end. That's the wrong end. Okay. This is the start. So it's a little bit, shallower, but that's pretty dang close, I'll say. So I'm going to count both of these as successful, because I can put them both around my neck just fine, without problems. But I also wanted to go over the measurements that I got with you, and so we're probably going to offer both of those for if you want something that's more triangle shape, if you want something that has the curved boomerang, it's just slightly asymmetrical. So it was slightly, but I don't know if that'll get bigger on the fingering, and I don't know if it will get bigger if you use 2 skeins. But here's my thing, the test knit I'm doing that uses 2 skeins, I don't think it uses 2 complete skeins, but it has the same, it doesn't have the same type of pattern, but it increases and decreases in the same places as that one. So I'm thinking that test knit might, even though it's different, it might give me some insight into what will happen if we make that bigger in fingering. So anyway, I don't know. So this is the actual triangle one, and we got a wingspan of 46 inches. We got a, what is this, depth of 18, and then both sides were equal at 36. Okay, now both of these had a cast on of 4. They're both a 2-row repeat, and they both were using 100 grams of Willow Daily worsted and a 5.5 millimeter needles. Okay, so our second one, this is what I'm calling the boomerang. Our wingspan on that was 52, which is plus 6. That's 6 more than the other one. It has a depth of 16, which is minus 2. And one side is 36, the bind off side was 36, and the other side was 38. So we got 2 inches here, which is that, like, we picked up 2 inches, lost 2 inches, but picked up 6 inches there, which is really interesting. Kind of confusing, but interesting, right? So you can see the 2 different like, if you like a triangle, I would say do this. I do like a triangle, but I also like how the boomerang sits on the neck. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to make them each in fingering and see what I prefer. But I'm thinking if we can make these in worsted, which I've just proved we can make these in 1 skein of worsted, and I'm pretty sure the Willow Daily worsted is 100 grams, 218 yards, So if yours is 220, you got 2 extra yards. That's 3 feet in a yard. That's 6 feet of yarn. So anyway, I wanted to show you. I mean, it's almost the same size as that one. So remember when I tried this on for you before, it hadn't been blocked. And I do have another one. So these might be a little short for me, but I'm not sure. I think this definitely could go up a needle size, maybe a 6. Or use 2 skeins. But if we're going to go 1 skein, oh, no, that might be. I mean, now I'm thinking of all those 1 skeins that I was going to make into arm warmers. They might just be shawls anyway. I wonder if I could take this and put it into a headscarf. Also wanted to show you did I show you the difference of this one is shallower. Yeah, this one feels a lot like the like this. But see, I really don't think either of them are too short either. So I think it's just a preference, just a preference. I would definitely count the triangle. I'm just gonna. Oh my God. Hold on, my freaking microphone is trying to fall off. That's helpful. What are you doing? Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh my God, make me lose my train of thought again. I wanted to talk about the actual, because the stitches, which you can't really see, and this one looks like I more aggressively blocked it, or it's just, maybe, I don't remember more aggressively blocking it, but maybe I did. You can see kind of the difference of, now these were done in a way that the necklines are the same. The necklines are the same, and the difference is actually in the edge. Right? Hold on, let me look at my, okay, almost the same. They're almost the same. So this one has 1 increase and this one has 2 increases because one of the end has the decrease, which is to do the bias. But I wanted to show that this kind of goes more to diagonal than this one. Though it does go diagonal, it's kind of more as a horizontal. So if you look at them, how you're wearing them, they come out the same. Like then this one's a little bit more horizontal and this one's a little bit more diagonal. This is the big triangle, the triangle. It's so weird. I almost wish I had like 2 patterns the same. Duh, like I couldn't do that. So I guess we're gonna have to do some more, I see more experiments in my future. I'm never going to get done with these dye experiments with the shawls. I know it's coming. Okay, so we have 2 more shawls to add to our already 4. So we have stockinette top down. Basically, those are both, that and the lace are both top down. And then 2 garter stitch I'm not sure if they're both bias on the bias. I know it's diagonal, but I don't know if they both are. Anyway, so these will be coming up. I don't really think these need testing because they're literally two it's a 2-row repeat, so, and the setup is 1 row, so I don't think these will need testing, but it would be fun to do some knit alongs with the different fingering yardages, so I don't different yardages, and see how those happen. So that sounds like something that would be super fun, don't you think? I think that'd be super fun. So we have 4 shawls now. And then these 2, we can add in the old shale from Ruth or the mesh lace. We could just leave them as they are, which is how we do the dye pattern stockinette. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do with these. Now that we have these, I have to figure out, I'll probably do 1 on each eventually, but these will probably be released sooner. Those will probably be once we have the website up and running and I can put them on the website. We'll probably do that. Okay, so we have 2 more shawls that I have to name, and I told you they're all going to be girl names. I don't know why I call them girls, I just do. My girls. I don't know, I'm weird. Who knows? I do have some other things to tell you. Okay, yeah, we already did that. Oh, I wanted to talk to you about scheduling, because this is the first week that we were with the scheduling of everything. So, on the weekends or on the weekdays, I did my test knit for half the day, and then I did the dye project once I had started the dye project. And then at night, at the night, a little bit in there, I kept doing the dye project because I wanted to get, so for like this whole one side, my whole night was the dye project, so I could make better progress. I could have more to show you. So now I'm back to the top at night, test knit during the day, dye project second half of the day, and then the mint top at night. And then, like I said, on Saturday, I did the lace, and I did the dye project that night, those nights too. But I have to tell you, when I came back on Monday, I was like refreshed and ready for my test knit again. So that was nice. So this seems to be working, and like I said, I'm going to see how my night ones go and see what I feel like working on, because I still have to figure out what kind of projects I'm going to work on at night besides the tops, because I'm going to run out of tops. I think I have 3 more for sure, and then I'm not sure. I'd have to go through my knit crate thing and see what else is there, because I kind of just shove those in a bag. We talked about the triangles. Oh, the business. Okay, so the business. I reached out in the Dyer Supplier group. They have a group on Facebook for like small business, getting your business started. Because I'm not technically a business, I didn't want to join the indie Dyer collaborative thing because I don't actually have a shop yet. But there's surprisingly not a lot of help to get your business started. Surprise. So I asked in there how they ship, and a couple people were really like got down and said, this is what I use, these are the size bags, I can fit this many skeins in here and this many skeins in here, and that was helpful to me to know that. So that made me feel a little bit more confident about getting into this shipping part of it. And then I was reading something else on there about, someone asked about actually like opening the business and doing the LLC. And someone, oh crap, what's the name of it? They said you have a business. No, it's a small business something. There is something at my, oh, here. Small Business Development Center that your community might have. And ours is SBDC, Small Business Development Center. It's here. It's at our local community college, and it says provides a variety of management assistance to existing and startup businesses. This is mainly accomplished through training, seminars, and one-on-one counseling sessions. These services are offered at little or no cost to the client. So it's about licensing and permits, forms of ownership, referrals to other agencies, resources for starting a business in my state, business plans, financial projections, marketing, sales, advertising, financial options, referrals. And they're all, since this COVID thing, they're having a, their next webinar is March 24th. But since of COVID, they're doing remote help by phone or video conference. So if you are also struggling to get your business started, maybe try reaching out and see if your city has a small business development center. I don't know if I like this new camera. I feel like I'm not in focus the farther back I get. Or is it just where I'm at? It's not sure it wants to focus on me. I don't know. Anyway, that was something I found that I thought might be of interest to anyone if you're also struggling like me to get your business started. So with that in mind, like I said, I do have a dye project planned for April. I have another one that is going to be big, fingers crossed, in May. It's going to be a big deal. I think it's how I'm kind of going to launch my brand. Am I out of focus? It's how I'm going to kind of launch if it comes out. It's something I've watched Rebecca do like a million times, and I've never actually done it myself because I don't dye more than 1 or 2 things at a time. So this is full pan of like 4 or 5, however many is going to fit in there. I will probably ruin all of them, but I'm also kind of hoping that, I'm getting ahead of myself, I want to do a soft open after May's dye project is done. So I'm thinking June. I'm going to do a soft open. That gives me from now till June to get all my shipping stuff ready, to get some stock made up. Am I even being in focus? Did it just go away again? I can't tell. I need my eyes checked. I can't see anything. Anyway, so I want to do a soft open come June and then have a grand opening October 1st. So from June to October, so July, August, September, October. That's like 4 months that I can hopefully work out all the kinks and get everything worked out. And do you think I can start a business from right now in 4 months? I don't know. I mean, from April to April, May, June. So April and May, that's 2 months. I could get all my shipping stuff. By then, I could get, and then I think by the end of October, I could have the business actually set up, and ready to go. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I'm not in focus. I'm going to sit still and see what happens. Yeah, I'm not in focus, am I? That's weird. If I have to shoot this whole video over again, I am going to be so angry. So angry. Because I'm already mad that that thing is so out of focus, but at least it looks pretty. Anyway, so that's my thing. That's my announcement. So, see, because my necklace isn't even in focus. Nothing's in focus. I can tell because you can't see the scars on my face. How annoying is that? I'm super annoying. I'm super annoyed by that. Anyway, so there's so much I have to do before then because I have to come out with a line of colors. I'm gonna do a palette like for October. I'm gonna come out with like probably like a fall, even though August, September, like July, August, September, October, we're already like out of it by then. Maybe I'll just, I don't know, but I wanted each season to give you a color palette where each color works with all the other colors. But then I also wanted to give you my half and half, my half and half with a twist, my tricolor, and then whatever else I come up with. And then I want to do some variegated ones that I would have, that I'm going to come up with this summer when I get back in the dye studio and get my swatches done, and then I can buckle down and do what I want to do. So I'm hoping I can have like some semblance of a color palette to give out in October, even though that's like the end of fall. Maybe it'll be one of my deep dark rainbows, maybe. Because I don't really do winter, because I don't like celebrate anything, so I'm kind of weird with winter colors. I hate winter, so maybe I could just do a more jewel toned, like red, navy. But see, those aren't going to fit into my goth thing, so who cares? Are there goth Christmas colors? I I don't think I want to do that per se. I just want to offer goth colors because we don't have a lot of colors that can be goth, that can be gothed out and, you know, fit into our aesthetic. So I think I'm going to focus on just gothy colors and not worry about where they fit in the seasons, because I think for us it doesn't matter. I think instead of changing colors, I will offer different bases during that time. So in winter, we'll focus on the thicker ones like worsted and Aran, and, you know, some DK. I mean, I'm going to offer them all the time, but I'm thinking I might make some special variegated ones just in those bases for our winters, because I want to give you something that you can't get every day, you know, something fun. So maybe we'll do that. I don't know. I haven't really, I have to sit down and buckle down, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to name all the colors that I have so that you can just pick, especially if you want like a half and half. So you can just pick from whatever my colors, and just pick if you want the one half to be black. Half black, and pick color that you want. But I do want to have like my entire color palette available on the website with descriptions of the color. It's not going to just be like pink. I'm going to name it, and then I'm going to describe it a little bit, if it's hot, if it's warm toned, if it's cool toned. I feel like none of this is in focus. Anyway, so that's kind of what I'm going to be focusing on is getting my business ready to launch, because I'm really, really excited to do that. And I'm so excited to have the weather get nice so I can have my dye studio back and get my swatches done, figure out, you know, everything else we got to do. I'm pretty sure that's all I have to talk to you about today. If you have any questions, pop them down or contact me somewhere. Our next episode is going to be using the scales. I'm going to teach you how to use a scale. It shouldn't be that hard, but I also want to teach you not only just how to weigh your yarn, but how to like figure out some things. Like when you're actually like something that you can use if you're actually using it for, you know, a shawl. Like we'll probably do some of these and go like, oh, okay. I'll probably take some of my notes from all the shawls I've been making, and we'll do like some mock-up questions. Exercises? Do you know what I mean? Fake problems. Like in a class that you have to solve. But I figured that I want to teach you how to do it so you can figure it out on your own and be able to do it on your own. Because having a scale and weighing stuff has probably been one of the things that has made a big, big difference in how I work. And it's great to not have to guess if you have enough for another row or your bind off or any of that. And soon you get to know how much you need, especially if you work with if you're going to use the same bind off and you're working a shawl the same way. You'll know if I'm making a fingering weight shawl and I'm going to use this bind off, I know I need 2.5 grams. I don't know if that number is right, but I keep all my notes from my shawls, so I'll know, especially when I was doing all of these ones, I knew exactly when to start measuring and how much I needed to make sure I started on the right corner, right? So I'm going to teach all that, and that's actually stuff I'm going to have to write down. I'm going to have something prepared for that. It's not just going to be me talking. So anyway, that's coming up next time. And then after that, I think we're starting April projects already. So again, I'm still not ready for this. we haven't even finished anything yet. So I'm assuming next week that top's going to be done, unless I stop working on it to do the dye project, which seems to be my MO. I know I don't just get it finished and then I can do the dye project if I want to. I'm not sure. But anyway, might have that done. I doubt anything else is going to be done. I'm also, like, the weekends, there aren't that many weekends, right? So, like, for March, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We only have 8 weekend days. So that's only 8 sessions to get something done. So I'll be curious to see if I can even finish a shawl in 8 days, because that does not seem like enough. Well, it is one skein and it's mesh lace. Those seem to go pretty fast. And what did I say? I already had 3 done, so there's only two more repeats. So maybe. But if you look at it that way, like 4 or 8 days does not seem like enough to get something done. Another 8 days next month. So what if there's a short month? Like, what if February was a short month? February had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, February still had 8 days. So I don't know. I'm just going to keep going the way we're going, and if we need to change something, if we need to, make some modifications, change some stuff up. I mean, of course, when we get to the end of the month, that last week, I have a bunch of open time that anything could go into, so I don't think it's going to matter, honestly. I don't think it's going to matter. I think it's going to be fine, because I don't think I've ever not finished something seriously in the year plus that I've been doing. Well, yeah, because I started this last January, so in the more than a year I've been doing this, I don't think I ever didn't finish something I was supposed to finish. Some things I started early, and then that carried over, but they hadn't been from the month before. This is just terrible. Do you see? God, I hope this isn't annoying. I might have to shoot this whole thing over again. What a pain. Okay. Anyway. Probably something we should have noticed before, that I have been sitting here for an hour and didn't notice. I don't know. Because, see, I feel like am I in focus? Does it matter if I'm focused? Are you really looking at me? I mean, come on. Anyway, no. You guys, I'm watching a new show. It's called Debris on NBC. It's about alien. I'm going to tell you what it's about because they tell you immediately what it's about. It is about it happens in the US, but I don't know if they actually go anywhere that really is the US or if they say where they go. But the whole premise is that there was a space ship, some sort of alien space wreckage in space that is falling through the Earth's atmosphere. I don't know how it's not burning up, but it's falling to the Earth's atmosphere and weird things are happening. So there's this team, there's a guy from the CIA and this girl from MI6, and they are partners and they work together. There's only like 2 episodes so far, but I'm loving it. They show you such weird stuff, and I love anything alien on Earth, like aliens come to Earth. We haven't seen aliens, but it's this alien wreckage that does weird stuff, and it's fun. So there's only 2 episodes. It's on NBC, and I've really been enjoying it. So if you like that sort of thing, you might enjoy that too. My husband's like about it. He's like, it's a show, like big deal. Like, it's okay. It's you know, whatever. It's aliens on Earth, or alien stuff on Earth. I think my whole thing is I just like to see aliens, and like even if there aren't aliens, I'm waiting to see aliens. And you like, even X-Files eventually gave us aliens. So I'm always waiting is to see like what the aliens will look like. That's my big thing. That's my big, what are the aliens gonna look like? I'm so weird. Anyway, that's my new show that I'm obsessed with, so it's probably going to be canceled by the next time that I talk to you. It'll probably be canceled by the time this goes live on Friday. Don't you hate that when like you get all invested in a new show? Like they had a show, Stalkers, a couple years ago, like 2014 or something, and they had these fantastic new arrangements of like, I think they were 80 songs maybe, new arrangements that sounded kind of like Portishead, like they were breathy, and I just remember I had a playlist on YouTube of all the songs featured in that show, and I think they had like 10 episodes or something, and then it had like, was it Dylan McDermott? No, this is the other one. The guy from the guy from the lawyer guy. Oh my god. Shit. What's his name? Not McDermott. Is it? What's his name? I forget his name. Anyway. He was from another show where they were lawyers. And I can't think of, was it The Practice? Maybe? It was a long, long time ago. Well, not long, like Ally McBeal time, a long time ago. It was The Practice. And his name on there was Bobby, so I don't remember. I'm pretty sure that's the same guy. It might be. I don't know. I might be totally confusing myself again. But anyway, he was in it, and I think the girl from was an Asian lady, a very small statured Asian lady, and I can't think of her. I want to say, is it the one from the Die Hard movie? Might have been her. It wasn't the one from it wasn't the one from the Marvel with Coulson. Oh my god. I can't remember the name. I can't remember anything. My brain is terrible, and I never remember things, and I always confuse people with other people, and it's really a problem. I'm gonna have like Alzheimer's or dementia someday. My grandfather died of dementia. Or Alzheimer's. I can't remember which one it was. It was a long time ago. It was in like 2005 that he died. It's been a long time. He's also the same one that had Tourette's, so I just figure I'm doomed to his fate no matter what. But I know I'm being ridiculous, and I'm not really, but that's, I don't know. Kind of get scared of that stuff when you can't remember things. And everyone says you're too young to have a problem, and you're like, but it's really a problem. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about again. Anyway, if you have shows that you like, please tell me about them, because ever since Supernatural ended, I like have nothing to do with my life, and I feel like I'm adrift, and I have no fandom. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off because I've been talking forever, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to reshoot this video because it looks like crap. We'll have to see how it works out. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. So next week we'll be doing, what did I say? Using a scale. So I think I was going to have to shoot some stuff earlier so you could actually see me using a scale, and how I do that, because this table it's not going to want to work on. So I might have to shoot some stuff beforehand, which I've never done. And probably also do a voiceover, which I've also never done. So fun stuff. I think my cat is jumping outside the door outside. I just heard a meow. Anyway, okay. I'm gonna sign off. And I will see you next week. So have a wonderful weekend.